Welcome to Life Science. This is Mrs. Stratner. This is for Lesson 1 on plant classification. So these are the objectives that we're covering in the unit. And our goals for today are to take a look at how are plants classified and do all plants come from a seed. So when we talk about plants, plants are divided into 4 categories. Actually 5 categories: vascular, non-vascular, seedless, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. And throughout the unit, we're going to talk about each of these types of plants in more detail. So when we talk about non-vascular plants, we're talking about plants that do not have vascular tissue. They don't have a xylem and they don't have a phloem, okay? And we're going to get into a little bit more detail with that in the class. We're going to do an activity in class where you're going to take a look at some of these vocabulary words. So when we look at non-vascular plants, we're looking at plants that grow very close to the ground, like liverwort, hornwort, and mosses. Then we talk about vascular plants. And vascular plants are the plants that grow fairly tall, okay? There are 2 types of vascular plants. One type of vascular plant are seedless vascular plants. They don't have any seeds to reproduce. And we'll take a look at those types of plants. They include things like ferns, okay? You can see that clover is also one of these seedless vascular plants. They reproduce by dropping spores on the ground. And again, we'll take a look at these in much greater detail. This is just kind of an overview. Then we have gymnosperms, which are also vascular plants. Gymnosperms have seeds, but they don't have flowers. So they include our evergreen trees, trees that produce pine cones. Some of you might even have some of these evergreen bushes that have the little red berries on them. Okay, they don't, their seeds come in the form mostly like of pine cones or those little red fruits. But they don't necessarily, they don't produce a flower. Then we have angiosperms. And angiosperms are vascular plants, and they do produce a flower and they do have seeds. So the flowers help with that pollination and reproduction process, okay, in order to create those seeds for reproduction. And what we're going to be doing in class is we are going to be going through a virtual lab, and it's called Plant Detectives. And the link will be in Canvas under Course Resources. So you can always check that out if you're absent or an independent student that would like to take a look at the virtual lab. And there will be questions that you'll be able to answer, okay? And also take a look a little bit at photosynthesis. We will be talking about photosynthesis in greater detail, but kind of beginning that process. One of the things that I would like you to think about and kind of put into your notes as we move along in this unit with plants is I want you to be able to answer this question and think about, what do you notice is the difference between vascular plants and non-vascular plants? And you may not have a really good answer for that right now because we haven't talked that much about it. But as we continue to go through this unit, that's the question that I want you to be able to answer, is what's the difference between a vascular and a non-vascular plant, okay? So I want you to kind of keep that in mind as we continue to move through this unit, okay? Sounds great. Have a wonderful day.